last night, so Craig is checking the air pressure on the tire, and we are about to get started and move away from these palm trees and into Vermont's classrooms with some of our career and technical centers today, where we will hear from students who are well on their way in their career pathways and will inspire those of you who are getting hooked on coding through Computer Science Education Week's activities and the Hour of Code activities that you are doing. And you can take a look ahead at what some of the options are for you as you enter and plan your high school and career and technical center options. Have a great week.
I'm Bram Moranis. I'm from Burlington Tech Center, and I teach programming and web development. We have a 2-year program, and students come to our program generally in the 11th grade. Sometimes a student will come in the 12th grade. It's possible if in a special situation a person wants to come in the 10th grade, but generally it's an 11th grade program. And as you can see from the screen, there's a link to this presentation over here, this go.gl link. So if you want to go and find this yourself, you can. So I compare this class kind of like Hogwarts, because you pick a house and then you develop a skill. Muggles are people who learn about wizardries, but they don't actually learn how to do anything, so they don't have to work so hard. But if you actually want to learn how to cast spells, which in this case we're talking about programming, it's hard work, but there's a lot of rewards to it. So programming is when you design and build software in collaborative teams. Generally, there's very little work out there for a solo operator programmer who just goes out and does stuff on their own. So learning how to work in a team is part of our tech center approach to learning about programming. If you take design principles, how do you think about designing a piece of software? We talk about 2 programming languages. We learn JavaScript the first year and Java the second year. They're very, very different, and Java is incredibly powerful because it's object-oriented. We also develop habits of work and habits of learning that will help you succeed in college and succeed in your career. And you build a digital portfolio of your work, which will help you get into college or get into a job. There's 3 parts to the first year of this course. The first is Advanced Placement Computer Science Principles, which gives you a general understanding of how the internet works and how computers work and how to think like a computer scientist.
Yeah. And if you'd like to learn more about the Burlington Tech Center programs, check out the full presentation by Bran on our website.
Are you doing game design?
Yes. Well, the focus is more on the development than on the design. But when it comes to that role-playing game, that's a place where the students have a lot of design part. But we don't do graphic design here at all.
Well, last year we did a game design for Skills USA.
Uh-huh.
And we're contemplating to do it again. The unfortunate thing is we don't. We're still doing our CompTIA information, and then we end up going, when that's complete in January, then we start Skills. So we're only at a game design for about 2 months.
Uh-huh. At the end of your second year? At the end of your second year?
Well, at the end of the first semester.
Of the second year?
The first year.
Oh, okay. So you got plenty of time to do more game design.
Well, we only have 2 months.
Oh, I'm sorry. This isn't you're not a 2-year program like we are.
Well, we are a 2-year program, but for the most part, most of the students, I try to involve with the first-year students to do game design. So the question I have is there any suggestions as far as coding that would help? Because part of the competition, they want to see coding. What have you coded? But obviously, we employ a lot of students that draw pictures and plan it out and so forth. But then there's students that actually have to code code that little man jumping up on the blocks type thing.
I think he's asking, because we have such a limited amount of time, do you have any tips on how to get a lot done in that small amount of time?
Yeah. I actually have been talking to another teacher who uses an online environment for doing game design. I think it sounds like Core or Cope or something like that. Yeah. Can you think of? I think you and I might have talked about this at some point. It's a game design environment, and it starts with C.
Starts with C.
I think
Unity.
Oh, Unity. Why do I think C? Unity. I don't know why I think C. So there's a thing called Unity that has a very scaffolded environment where you can pick different kinds of games. What we do is the students use a program called Lucidchart, which is an awesome, great program to make flow charts, to make mock-ups, and so all the design aspect of how the game works goes there. They also use Google Docs and Google Sheets to plan for the role-playing game, what are the different kinds of scenes that the person can get involved with, what kind of things could happen in those scenes. We then export the spreadsheet into an online database called Airtable, which is really handy to use. And then we have a template that a friend of mine wrote for us that just does the basic handling of typing, keying things into a screen and then having stuff come back, which then each of the students goes and modifies using HTML, CSS to match their game, and then they can change the game logic again using that template. Platform to go take a look at.
Since you mentioned Unity, I think Kristen this morning showed us some students working in Unity in her program. I'm not sure if they're handy there, Kristen.
They are. He's right in the background. That's Lucas right over there. He's working in Unity, working on a game project right now, following some Udemy program. I wanted to introduce you to Lucas, who's doing some work in Unity. I'm going to spin my computer around and take a look at, he's utilizing one of our cybersecurity new Zippy machines, and he's working in Unity. And he's really done probably the most amount of computer science work in my programs. He worked with me last year and did the Tech Essentials course, and he's doing some independent work right now, and I'll let him share with you a little bit about what he's doing.
Okay, so I'm doing a online class where he teaches me how to make a 2D kind of like spaceship game where you take out enemies and try to survive as long as you can with power-ups and stuff like that. And he goes through and shows me really how to use C# to its best ability and really make the game something that's really important that the game has taught me already is how to actually figure out how to code and how to find the code I'm looking for. Because that was something that I struggled with for a very long time, is that I was just copy pasting what other people had written. But with this class, I've learned how to actually code and make my own codes, which is really something that's quite valuable.
Yeah, Lucas is using this Udemy program, which is really assisting him and allowing him to take a step-by-step approach to programming. So he's really putting the connections together and making some great progress here in the Unity program.
And if you'd like to see what the rest of the students in the River Valley Tech Center program are doing during Computer Science Week, check out the tour of Kristen's classroom on our website. This is awesome. I'm not sure if anybody else has anything else they want to add as we wrap up, but I just think it was great that we had 3 career and technical centers here this morning chatting and sharing what they do, and hopefully our students who are around the state getting excited about coding through Hour of Code have a little better idea of some of the career options that lie ahead with them as they approach high school and have opportunities to attend our career and technical centers.
So just to end with this offer that I wanted to talk to Ted about, but it looks like they're not really ready, or they're doing C++. We're very likely going to be offering Java as a dual enrollment fast forward course through Vermont Tech online, which means students in other tech centers would, like 2 times a week, get into a conference like this with us, and also doing online work, it's like preparation for doing online courses at college, you would get credits at Vermont Tech, you would learn Java. So if you're interested in something like that, please email me, because based on the amount of interest, I'll know whether it's something that we can run with or not. Because it's
I appreciate that. We'll be in contact, Ron.
beautiful. Thank you, Ted.
I don't want to keep your time or anybody else's, but thank you, Lucy.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you for clearing this up, Lucy.
Thank you.
We're gonna